What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel, The Last Natty. Checking in. For anyone who's new to the channel, you know that I am and I proclaim to be the last natural bodybuilder on social media, and I take a lot of pride of being a natural athlete. I wanted to talk about today about my relationship with food, because when it comes to weight training, bodybuilding, being in health and fitness, food is heavily involved with that. We know that it fuels our performance, our workouts, can help us become stronger, bigger, put on muscle, feel better, all that good stuff. But food, especially within the fitness world, can have negative factors involved, and for me, that definitely was the case. So I was hoping that today I could talk about my relationship with food to maybe better help others to make more positive decisions, especially now being 31 and reflecting on my weight training journey. So for those of you who don't know, I started engaging in weight training since I was about 15, 16. I had this mentality, whether I got it from my parents, because I did come from a background where my dad was a soccer player, my mom would run triathlons, my parents were very active and healthy people, and we grew up in a household of where we didn't eat takeout. I didn't grow up with McDonald's. I didn't grow up with KFC, processed foods. We had a lot of whole foods in the house. So maybe it's because I got it from my parents, but I had the mentality that 15, 16, that if I wanted to look like some of the people that I saw on social media, that I had to eat clean. I wasn't eating any quote unquote bad foods. I was eating no takeout, no fried foods, no sweets, no chocolates, no matter what the circumstances were, whether I was at home, whether it was social events, I was just not eating any of that. As I started to become more serious in my weight training, I started to become more and more, in my mind, disciplined with my diet. But it slowly really have a negative impact on my mentality of food and my mental well-being and even my social interactions with my friends. I wouldn't touch a block of chocolate, and if I did, if I had a little piece of chocolate from, let's say, a favorites box, I remember this memory of like actually being at a New Year's Eve party and having a block of chocolate, and I felt physically ill in my stomach. I felt like I've ruined all my progress, all my gains are gonna go now, and that sounds stupid, and now sitting here and I think about it, yeah, it sounds silly, but at the time, that's how I truly felt. I felt that I couldn't touch a single bit of chocolate and I would lose all my gain. I remember I would avoid social interactions. I would actually avoid not necessarily going out, but if I could somehow persuade my friends or my social groups to go somewhere else, not go to a restaurant, or go somewhere where I could maybe choose foods that I knew were healthy, then I would do that. I would go to restaurants knowing that they didn't serve rice, because in my mind, chicken and rice was the staple to put on muscle. I would take rice with me to the restaurant. I would order a steak, and then I would dump my rice on the plate. And I have this clear memory with my friends where the waiter, because I asked for rice and he didn't have any, he had bread, other sources of carbohydrates, but no, my mind has to be rice. He came back, did a double take. He's like, where did this rice come from? But I just played it off. Another memory I have is I would go to my friend's house and his mum cooked up all this food, and I'd go to my car and eat my chicken and rice because I can't eat their food where they've maybe put oils on it or dressings or whatever on there, because I have to eat my food. And luckily, to this day, this person is still one of my best friends and actually was one of my groomsmen at my wedding. So I'm very fortunate where it hasn't impacted my social relationships. But as you can tell, this is not a healthy relationship with food. Fast forward to the year 2019. This was my first holiday that I went overseas with my family. It was a Europe trip with the boys. And I promised myself, I don't know what my mentality was or how I kind of came to this, but my mentality was, while I will continue to exercise, because to me that was really important, I would wake up in the morning, go and train before the boys woke up, train fasted, and then me and the boys would go enjoy the trip. I promised that I wouldn't restrict or say to the boys, oh, I don't want to go to a particular restaurant because I can't order, healthy foods. I promised myself that I wouldn't do that. And traveling with the boys, eating whatever I wanted, eating all the pizza I wanted, all the pasta, all the souvlaki, all the paellas. It was about 4 weeks into the trip, and we were in Mykonos, and I asked my mate, hey, they were at the beach. I'm like, I need to just quickly go to the bathroom, The lighting was really good. And I took a photo of myself, and this photo was almost broke a mirror in my mind where I ate all this food for 4 weeks. Quote unquote bad food in my mind that I'm not supposed to eat to be able to build muscle, get shredded, and I looked like this. And maybe some people might look at this and think, oh, you don't look that great, but I thought, wow, I still have my clear defined abs. I still look really lean. I still look great. And I was eating all this processed, quote unquote, bad food. So fast forward from 2019 through 2025, throughout all those many years, my mentality has changed on food, especially as I've educated myself and become more aware of to achieve your health and fitness goals. The key, and this is my message to everyone, is moderation. If you are aware of what your body needs from a calorie perspective, and you are making smart choices for the majority of the time throughout Monday to Sunday, making sure that you are eating whole foods, trying to avoid processed foods as your main food sources, you can definitely 100% you can achieve your health and fitness goals while still being able to enjoy some of your favorite foods. And when I had that epiphany and when I had that mentality and not looking at food as good or bad or you can't never have that food, I felt so much more comfortable when it came to eating certain foods. As some of you know, I'm married now, and I'm so glad, I'm so thankful that I met my wife at this point of my life where I wasn't so uncomfortable and had such a negative viewpoint on food, because we love on the weekend to cook together and prepare foods. We love to go out, especially with her Italian background. We love to go out to different restaurants on the weekend. And the funny thing is, when I actually look at it all, and maybe it's a combination of a few things, but I'm telling you right now, my physique now compared to was when I was eating just the chicken, broccoli, and rice, my physique now looks better, and I'm eating more what I want and eating with more of a more positive view on food. I don't eat food, I don't eat pizza, I don't eat some of my favorite foods or chocolates or ice creams and feel guilty about it. It's about making smart choices. So yes, do I eat all those kind of foods every day, and are they the majority of my foods? No, they're not. Monday to Friday, Monday to Friday afternoon in case I go out Friday night, but Monday to Friday, I do my meal preps. I eat my whole foods. I make sure my main chunk of my diet involves whole foods from the 5 food groups. Even when you do your meal prep and you're having whole foods, you can make your food really tasty. You don't have to eat the bland chicken and rice. There are so many videos out there on how you can make whole foods taste really good. And when I do go out on weekends and I'm going out with my wife, I'm going out with my friends, we're celebrating life, celebrating milestones, I'll make smarter choices in the sense of, if I know I'm going out to dinner at a restaurant that night, I'm gonna be a little bit more conscious early in the day that maybe what I'm eating. Not restricting myself, but I'm just gonna be a little bit more conscious. When I go out to dinner, I'm gonna go out and eat in moderation. Do not fall in this trap of thinking that if you see your favorite person on social media and they're only eating a very restricted diet of just clean foods, I'm telling you from experience, that's a really negative pathway to go down. You can really look at food in such a negative light, which can have such a impact on your mentality, your social relationships. Yes, food fuels us, but food is also a great way of connecting with our loved ones. It's a great way to celebrate those special milestones. You can have your cake and eat it too. I really hope that anyone who's watched this video is able to, even if they're able to take one thing out of this, but the main message is that you can achieve really amazing health and fitness goals and achievements, but not get so uncomfortable eating food. It's all about moderation. It's all about making smart choices. It's about when you do enjoy those yummy foods, eat them in moderation. And you know what? Even if, let's say, you had one bad day and you eat a little bit more, that's okay. It's just more about making sure that isn't the consistent theme. It's about moderation. That's the key, is moderation and just making those smart food choices based on what your body's needs are. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you back here at Stergiou Fitness, the last natty checking out. See ya.